This is a Pursuit Power episode where we mash up our celebrity guest answers to one question in one quick, powerful video. In this episode, we're talking about work ethic.
Well, if you're going to do well at anything, I think you just have to put the work in.
And if you really want to reap the rewards of a successful career, be willing to put in the hard work.
Because in Los Angeles, they do a lot of equity waiver, and that means if you have a theater under 100 seats, you don't have to pay anybody. So all the years I was in the Groundlings, I actually paid dues to have the permission to perform, which none of my relatives in Chicago could figure out. They're like, why do you work for free? I'm like, I don't, I pay to work.
Remember, I started just talking for free in the living rooms of my friends. That's how I started.
Yeah. You know, people will say, oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky you got that book deal. You know, I worked Twitter hard. I served hard. I spoke for free at some places. I, was consistently serving, helping people, learning myself, implementing myself. And it wasn't for anything in return.
I mean, I left college every weekend to go work at Wine Library.
Wow.
Like, literally.
Early until late, I worked 7 days a week. The days when I would bartender, wait tables, usually at night, I would wake up early during the day. I would do everything that I could to write content, send an email newsletter, schedule coaching clients, just hustle on the business, and then shower and get ready and go and make money to support myself.
Work your ass off. Do whatever they say. Work weekends. Show up early.
Very much just nonstop trying to make money, cleaning people's toilets, being a personal assistant, whatever it took, and then fitting in business growth and trying to understand business and going to conferences. It was chaotic. It was nonstop.
The first number of years when we were really, really pushing hard, we were never ever sitting downtime. We were always pushing something, working, meeting somebody, doing events, getting our name out there. You can start growing your brand within your community, within your city. From there, maybe you expand to, something across the country. With the internet now, the nice thing is you can really get your brand out there and it doesn't have to cost you a whole bunch of money.
Whenever someone has a side hustle, my recommendation is that you always create a really solid 5 to 9 plan. So you've got your 9 to 5, what can you get done in that day? In my case, it was still my own business, so I had to work so hard to make sure that I could wrap up my day job by 5 o'clock, and then I had this plan in place between, usually it was 5 and 9, sometimes it was 6 and 10, doesn't matter. There were a few solid hours every day that I would focus on just doing 2 or 3 things to move forward.
When I first started the group, instead of just replying to questions, just type in people, answer, I made videos to every single question.
Wow.
Every question people posted, I made videos. And then every single Saturday, because my husband was working so during the week, but Saturdays were my open day that I could do work. I did webinars every single Saturday on the topics that they chose in the group. So I let the group vote on the topics, and I was like, okay, I know this topic, hey, let's teach it.
It just was a matter of being deliberate in the morning before work to do the thing I wanted to do, which made work easier. There's so often we want work to do something it won't do.
Oh my God. 20-hour days without exaggeration, sleeping 4 and 5 hours, 5.5 hours being the most I'd sleep, cramming like crazy, learning, practicing, articulating, finding ways to do things, scheduling myself in the most insane environments where no one's going to listen, and I figure out how to get through to them and shake them.
This is work.
How you're going to invest in yourself. Investing in yourself every day, and there's lots of ways to do it, which we could talk about later, but investing in yourself every day is really an important skill. Knowing that you have to invest in yourself every day and knowing that you have to mitigate risk every day.
But, at least in my career, and I think it's this for a lot of people, it comes in spurts. You're just going.
Respect the dream. Whatever dream you have, respect it. But look, it's not begging for people to pay attention to you. It's not calling the TED people. It's not writing agents and editors. No, it's showing up and making your voice, owing it to yourself every day. It's your butt in the chair. It's the unsexy stuff.
Yeah.
The people who work hard at that get found.
How hard was I working in the early days of my business? As long as it took to make it happen, which were endless hours. How hard am I working today now that I don't really have to work ever? As hard as I was working when I started my business, endless hours to get done what I have to get done.
The thing is, I consistently did it every day. There wasn't a week that went by where I said, oh, I'm just not going to work on She Takes on the World this week. I'm just going to let it sit on the back burner. It meant a lot to me. And I was honoring that momentum by staying consistent and doing the work.
I'm just so ticked. I got 47 snaps in a row that were like, Gary, how do I work? Work, you know, like it's always the answer.
I got my stuff together. I got focused. I became a SWAT team. I got a mentor. I was learning.
Okay.
Go. And it was just, I mean, you can get a lot done if you wake up each day with real fire and with no other alternative. Right?
Right.
The challenge is right now everyone has competing interests. Oh, I could tra-la-la over here, I could go over there, I'll look a bird. You know, it's just like they're all over the place because there's so much opportunities today. Back then I didn't even see an opportunity. It was just like, I gotta do this, I gotta make it work. And sometimes entrepreneurs, successful people, they need to put their blinders back on.
Yeah.
They're losing their day to distraction. They're losing the day to faulty obligations. They've got the busy work, but they haven't found that life's work.
For us, it was that constant effort, being told to always put in the hard work. The work ethic that our parents instilled in us when we were kids, and the fact that they also said to us all the time, if there's something that you love, go after it, no matter what. If somebody tells you you can't do it, go out there and find 5 ways to do it. So we never gave up on anything we wanted to do.
Work.
Here are my keys to success for the rest of us when it comes to work ethic and hard work. Number 1, you flat out have to put in the hours, you guys, whether it's before work or after work, or if you're self-employed, make sure you're actually putting in the 7 to 9 hours every single day. Number 2, make sure you're doing the most important work. Make sure you're making the most of every minute and every second if you're trying to get something off the ground, doing what Glennon Doyle Melton called the unsexy stuff that really matters. Number 3, be consistent. All of them talked about showing up day after day, which is really important, especially if you're trying to get something off the ground. Number 4, be focused. A lot of times we're putting in a lot of work towards multiple goals, but you're going to get a lot faster, they said, if you focus all of that effort on one goal at a time. And lastly, because I know watching this can get discouraging if you don't have 18 hours a day, maybe you have a family or you have a lot of commitments. And what I want to tell you is that I'm learning your effort needs to match your goal. Not everyone wants to be a multimillionaire, but whatever your goal is, make sure you're putting in the appropriate amount of effort to reach that goal. To watch full episodes of these amazing interviews, go to thepursuit.tv.